mache paste. Need some blueberry soda. Hello, hello. How you doing, Gladys? How you doing, Karen? How you doing, Sandra? Let's get this fan out of the door without knocking over the garbage bucket. Can't wait to buy this house. 60 days, 60 days. Or maybe like 61 days, since the process hasn't really completely begun. Hey, Aspers. Yep. With some, we're going to stain a couple of bottles tonight. And that wiffle ball thing is really far back there. I guess we'll form some burlap around some pool noodle for experimentation purposes. This is that one that I already opened. Yeah. This is the one I opened all the way up. Question arose on what happens if you paper mache burlap, and I've never paper mache burlap, so now I want to know, because it could be a really good covering for a scarecrow mask on top of a pumpkin sentinel. Could be all sorts of good stuff. Okay, we do not need this. We will need that. And we will need this. Wow. What's up, Ross? Alright. It's cleaned out. To make some more paste pretty soon. This one is approaching the bottom. Plenty of raw cotton still. Alright. Let's get some Derek and Brendan Fichter going on here. They have an album called Halloween Night that I want to see how it is. So I would like some tunes, and again, they are the only ones that I don't seem to get copyright nailed for every single time I do anything. Oh, Norseman Season 2, fantastic. Alright. Chrome. That was Mansion on Grim Hill that we had last time. I want Halloween Night this time. It's right down there. There it is. Halloween Night. I want some volume, not notifications. Media. Almost all the way up. And let's go. I'll do it. Hey, Bugsy. I'm doing okay. It's almost Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Alright, let's start with some staining. This is not too loud. I'll see how this little skelly guy comes out. Alright, first let's clean it up. Some tolerably clean water in here. Now that the heat of summer is past, well, creation music that I won't get copyright dinged for. These guys are not only good composers, Derek and Brendan feature, link in the description, check them out. They also don't have the TuneCore cops of YouTube out running interference for them and giving me 10,000 little micro copyright strikes for that I then have to go and do paperwork, and yes, I have permission, and da-da-da-da-da. It's a pain in the butt. So while I like playing Dance with the Dead, I really don't like filling out dispute forms every single time I run a video. Hey, Kai. Yes, honestly, that I was surprised I did not get as nasty of a hit of that syndrome as I thought I was gonna get. That, or I haven't fully gotten it yet, but it is passing from the collective consciousness of the school. But I started to feel it, and I was like, oh crap, this is one of those, I'm gonna go to bed feeling okay, and I'm gonna wake up feeling like death. And I really didn't, but I didn't want to take the chance. It's like, let's get a full night of sleep and not screw around. Our math teacher has been laid up for 2 days now, and many a student has been out with this creepy crawly crud. Doesn't matter, Espers. If you're making, you're making. That's all we got. One thing I always try to be very careful of is not judgmental of Halloween projects. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, it's very much the season for cooties. Winter is actually worse, but fall is the let's all share our fun summer diseases time. But winter, we're all stuck in the buildings and everybody can't get out and blah, but yeah, it's all amusing. Yep. But never feel bad about what you're making, Espers. Ever, ever, ever. Quality level is unimportant. Utterly unimportant. Too many dark houses on Halloween with nothing up. If you're making, you're doing it. Anybody ever see that documentary, American Scream? Don't know if you have or not. But they followed a whole bunch of folks who were mad, crazy Halloween enthusiasts. And they showed what they were doing in their documentary. And one person was like very, very super pro in their stuff, and another person was very much like, whatever's in the junkyard, I'll get it and make it spooky. And some of the artists, I thought their work was good, and some of them I thought their work was terrible, but you know what? It didn't matter because they were doing it. And everything else is purely down to what you like and what you don't. Good. Same way with dieting. I believe the old phrase is even if you stand up and walk one lap around the couch, you just lapped everybody who's still sitting there. So that's why I never denigrate anybody, no matter what they're doing. Some people make creepy dolls. I don't like creepy dolls, but I want everybody who likes creepy dolls to make lots of creepy dolls. And I want them to enjoy making their creepy dolls. And I want them to share their creepy dolls with all the other people who love making creepy dolls. And I want all the creepy doll people to have lots of fun making creepy dolls. And I want all the kids who are creeped out by creepy dolls to be incredibly creeped out by their creepy dolls. But it's just not my scene, so I just want them to enjoy it. Never get caught in the trap. The old art trap. So many folks get stuck in it. Yeah, I'm also not a clown person, too. I don't really care for them in haunts and everything like that, but you know what? I want everybody who loves scary clowns to make lots of scary clowns, and I want them to make their scary clowns as scary as possible. And I want them to link up with other people who love scary clowns and make the scariest clowns forever. And I want them to get lots of joy out of it. They're just not my thing. It all adds to the community. It's all part of artistic empowerment. Because there's going to be plenty of kids that my pumpkins and my witch stuff doesn't scare. But they're going to go to your clowns and your creepy dolls, and they're going to crap themselves. And between all of us, we'll get them all. And the ones that aren't scared by your clowns and your dolls, well, I'll get them with my pumpkins. We'll get them all! Cover the horror gambit from A to Smiling Z. Oh. What I really can't wait for, though, is to sit down with my haunt buddy and start drawing up some plans for this place. Sit down with an electrician, find out what it's going to cost to install the outdoor outlets. What's up, Chris? Sandra, you cruel, cruel boy. do, let's clean up these gems, and then we're solid. Let's start staining. I'm just really not scared by them. The clowns don't disturb me at all. Other people, however, are freaked right the hell out. So, awesome. Excellent. So long as it scares somebody or makes somebody uneasy, I hope somebody has it in a haunt somewhere. I'm afraid I don't know what ICP is off the top of my head. Somebody could enlighten me. Oh, gotcha. Yep. Wasn't a group I really listened to. How's it going, Larry? Actually, when these gems are shined up, they do actually do quite a nice job of magnifying and distorting the glass. Alright, well, let's bring it to life. Yep, to each their own indeed. Speaking of which, bottle opener. Hello, Batman. I think you could put witchwood directly onto foam. I'd be tempted to sand it lightly first, because it's not going to have the greatest bonding effect. Hey, Furball. Meow. Come here, get pet. Good boy. Alright, let's see how these tall bottles came out. Oh wow. It doesn't have a lot of leftover stain on it. That's awesome. I'm doing alright. You did! You heard my little furball Samhain. meowing because he hears me talking, but he knows I'm not talking to him, so he's very confused. Wow. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Have to mix up some more stains soon. One of these days I'm going to splash that all over myself. There. And you, back off. I'll have that ready in case I need some lipomatology. Yeah, that's probably his opinion. What? No, we do not want to paw at that. Fuzzball. Hey, Skips. How's it going? I probably don't want this cork to get stained. My ceiling isn't up. My ceiling is slightly to the side. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yep, I use the special walnut with a slight mix of dark walnut, and I thin it out just a little bit with mineral spirits as well. Effectively though, if you just use special walnut, you'd be fine. I think the dark walnut gives you too much of a uniform color, and I think that the special walnut gives you enough of a alternating shade when it finally dries. You get darks and lights, and it mixes up nicely. Hey Colleen, how's it going? Actually, it reminds me there was one spot on this one. There we go. That I missed last time. Good. Because that was bothering me. I like a nice mix of darks and lights. Let's see how this skeleton turns out. I don't know if he will hold his original color or if he will get unrecognizably dark with the stain. Doesn't look like the stain's sticking to him too well, which is great. And it looks like the stain is also piling into the recesses in him, which is likewise great. Better hit it on this little bony hand of his, which is sticking out. Well, I'm gonna be happy when all these bottles are done now. Kind of looking forward to doing a big project. Tiny stuff's nice and it gets done quick, but somewhat in the mood for something more grandiose. Yeah, it's coming out. Then, of course, this one will have the fluid inside, so it will be backlit with the color-changing lights. I'm a little bit worried about its top heaviness. I'm considering going to Lowe's and spending a few bucks on some playground sand. Evening gift. And hello, Stacy. If I get some nice clean playground sand, I can put that in the bottom of these bottles, and even if they're top heavy, that should serve to shift a little bit more mass towards the bottom. Won't be perfect, but it'll be better than nothing. Stain the bones. Stain the bones. Stain the inside of the bones a little bit too, so they're not. Because if I can get away with deer carcasses, that's easier. I actually have a student who is a very, very, very avid hunter, and occasionally I can get leftover animal parts from him, which is kind of nice. I've asked if he could bring me any leftover bone bits that he's got, because he's also a trapper, because I would really like to get some of these witch bottles filled up with broken bone pieces. I don't want them all filled with fluids. As I've mentioned in the past, my idea of witch is a very holistic person. Yeah, the parks around here really don't have it, and don't feel like wandering around for 2.5 hours looking for bones. Yep, I can probably get raccoon bones, rabbit bones, stuff like that. And if he comes across him in the standard piece of his hunting and trapping, well, that's just easy. I'll let the top of that dry while I do the other one. Strikes me as being easier. Okay, good. It's not wet. The glass is just cold. Thank God. Reached over. I'm like, it's wet? What? No! This has been drying for 3 days. What the hell? There's no way. Yeah, I could always take some clean kitty litter. Personally, I'll just grab fireplace ash I can get that at my parents' place. And eventually, I will have my own fireplace. So, get it from my own. We'll see. I got big plans. I got big plans. Eventually, I would like an actual, real cauldron. Hey, Eddie. Gracias. Oh god, no, you'd never use actual fecal material in this. That would be hideously unsanitary and gross. Nope. Nope, eventually I'll have a real cauldron. I'd like to get a sizable amount of some sort of just something that has a nice smell on Halloween night. Get some coals going under it. A couple of cans of pumpkin pie filling. Throw it in water. Get some cinnamon or something. Mulling spices. Set it to boil. That'll smell nice all night. And I'll have a boiling cauldron under a fire. Yeah. Well, they're long term. Large cauldrons like that are not cheap. They're not cheap at all. But I know how to weld, so. Also, long-term plans do include getting a forge. We're gonna go a little bit nuts with the makerspace, assuming nothing family-ish happens to me ever, which I don't really plan on, so I'll have lots of crafting spaces. Always troublesome when storms are rolling through. I worry that my computer and systems will go out with a power flicker. A lot of cauldron type stuff you can get at antique and thrift stores if you want to get them for a good price. It's not always a guarantee they'll hold up very well with the age that they're at, though. Yeah, I caught that shadow of illness. And I was just a little worried that I would be all sorts of next day. I wasn't, thank all the gods. But it could still be coming. So we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, cast can do that sometimes. Yeah. Actually, another thing I made sure I did was I cleaned out my apnea machine. I am pretty sure at one point I had a case of pneumonia. That was late last year. And I am reasonably sure I caught that from my apnea machine. So now I am far more fastidious about cleaning and disinfecting it. It's coming out nicely. Very nicely. I kind of want to throw these gems on that other round bottle I've got. They're growing on me. Yep. Well, tell ya, never go without one again. I remember what it was like before the darn thing, and you wake up feeling like you haven't slept. Halfway through the day, you're falling asleep. Yeah, no, pneumonia ain't good at all. It was not a fun hospital stay. It wasn't too worrisome. I never felt like I was in danger, but you don't play light with that stuff. I know my stuff's pretty up to date. And yeah, you never hit that Delta sleep. It's awful. It's miserable, awful. I will never go back to not having an apnea machine, unless, of course, I manage to, by some strange miracle, lose enough weight that I don't need it anymore. I'd rather have option B there, but yeah. Easier said than accomplished. Yeah. You're constantly fatigued. God damn, I like that bottle. Really, really like that bottle. Yeah. Yeah, I never take much stock by fad diets. I always get my flu shot. Mostly because my mother will never give me peace if I don't get my flu shot. Yeah. Well, I suppose. It is all in the will, after all. Or at least largely in the will. I tend to think that the situation is a little more complex than most people view it, though. There's a a lot of factors that would make it a hell of a lot easier. Well, my flu shot last year saved my butt. Swept through the building and knocked just about everybody and their brother out, except yours truly. Nope, I'm a science teacher. I believe very much in vaccination. Very, very, very much. It came out well. Yeah. It definitely helps in the teaching profession. My immune system gets a little bit more bolstered because I'm more exposed than the average human being. That's a nice track. Yep. Mandatory for the military. Hey, Joy. I'm gonna have to make a new tablecloth this year. There's no way I'm gonna have all these witchy bottles and have some sort of the usual, you know, tablecloth that we have, which is all like polyplastic. We bought it like 10 years ago. It's all, you know, yeah. It's not a bad tablecloth, it's just very manufactured from a store. I'm gonna have to get some burlap and do a serious witchy tablecloth. Alright, let's give this a quick clean up. I'll get some more Q-tips out here. I coat the living snot out of them in urethane. Standard operating procedure is urethane the beschnauzes out of them. Inside and out. That's your best bet. Well, our far as it looks really nice, it's got little spider webs all around the corner. I don't think it exactly says Happy Halloween or anything, but it looks quite nice. But again, it's very much from a store. So, not my ideal. And especially not my ideal after I've done all this work on making all these witchy bottles here. That other one, I think I'm just going to leave the stain on, but here's what we got on this one. Those gems have really made the magnification rather nice. Hi, Natalia! The fluff inside is polyester anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's already waterproof. That stuff will get wet, but it won't rot or anything. It's just a polyester synthetic material. Nice. No sweatsuit. Let's get a different one of those. Alexa, turn off craft light. Assuming the device isn't buried. No, I turned it. Alright. That should be more visible with this light. There we go. Focus snapped. So that's that one. Works. Alexa, turn on craft light. Alright, now we need to get these two lights in the bottom. I have that piece of foam over here. There it is. I really don't see the need to do anything other than continue a winning strategy of using foam to wedge this in there. Yep, when they say deploy, they mean deploy. You don't always get the choice. I thought that would be drier. Alright, what do we need here? I'm gonna need... I wonder if I can get away with like half of a circle of this stuff. All the way around the outside. Let's give it a shot. Whoop. Legs. Alright. First, can I roll this flat? Not really, no. Second, can I do this without slicing my finger off? Maybe. This will be slightly more expedient to be using the sharper part of this blade. If I was a student, I'd be throwing a fit right now. What do you think you're doing? Oh my God! Put that knife down! Survey says that's a little too much. That's a thicker cut. That's right, baby. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so cheap. I love it. Oh, yeah, baby. Off. Should probably throw a little note on here saying what this control is for. Assuming my Sharpie didn't walk off the big twisted leather. Oh, it's right there. Mine keeps me alive, Colleen. I'm sorry I'm a little late responding. Sometimes the Facebook side of the comments there sneaks away from me. This is the mini puck. Yeah, my CPAP makes sure that, or actually mine's a BiPAP. Make sure I get an actual night's sleep. Cool. Let's trim that flat. Let's grab the other one, which is hiding under there. Nice. So friggin' easy. Ah, damn. Cake. Abso-freaking-lute cake. Jeez. Alright, well, let's get some water. Guess we ought to fill them up. Let's get some clean water. I wonder if one of these would have enough water to do it. Alright, so far, that one, this one, all have mini puck lights. Well, these don't have fluid in them just yet, so there's that. And I got this one, and there's that other one back there. And then we have that, the Soul Taker Talisman. We're gonna have a lot of waterproofing to do. I got 6 more mini pucks. That's good. That means I got 4 lit sources. Alright, let's grab some water. Actually, I do want to see if I can pour from this. We're using these little mini puck lights, Deborah. These guys right here. And these are going into the smaller ingredient bottles and doing their job. Which one's the lopsided one? This is the lopsided. I'm going to grab the straight one. Alright, let's give these a fill and a flavor. Let's see if we can get them to do the same thing as that one. And then apart from waterproofing, they will be done. BRB. Then we'll see about shea paste and burlap. What does it do? How does it do it? Does it suck? Is it good? Let's grab this as an additional reservoir. Oh. And trash bucket. Hey, I got these lights from Amazon. Where did I get everything? Somebody actually gave me the link for these. They were dirt cheap. It was like $11 for 10 of them with a remote and all the batteries and everything. I don't know if there's a link to these in the description, mostly because I didn't know if I would be extensively using them or not. It shouldn't be too troublesome to find that purchase link in my Amazon history. Let's see how well this pours. How tall should we make it? Not quite all the way up. I want the liquid line to be visible. There you go, Cynthia. Winfrey, did I say hello or do you? I can't remember. I apologize. My mind was temporarily distracted on getting all these guys filled and set. I'm gonna make sure I say hi to everybody who says hello. I also want that just a little bit below the, no, this one can go up. You get off of that water. Yeah, fabric softener, I was surprised at just how well it works out. It does separate after a while, but one quick shake and it's good for like another 8 to 10 hours. Yep. Orbs is urethane, 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 and then more urethane. dropper go? Set it over here earlier. Dropper, 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 dropper. There it is. That's 8 drops. Let's see if that's good. It doesn't look quite cloudy enough. And again, you really don't need that much of a cloud. Set them all to smooth. Oh, how about fade? Yeah, phade's the transition I want. That's fine. Alexa, turn off craft light. Alexa, turn off craft light. Turn off craft light. There you go. Obey, slave. It's coming out pretty well. Hey. Sorry, Skips. I really should change the configuration on mine so I use the different keyword. That way I'll be screwing with people's stuff less. Good, that's those two done. Yep, those came out pretty darn well. Still think violet's my favorite color for them. Shift to green, violet, red. Hello, Elvish. I am going to have to waterproof them, just as they'll be nearly a mister outside, but yeah. I wish I'd done these years ago. They're so stupidly easy to do. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Well, I'm about to turn it back on, Skibbs, so FYI. Be aware. Alexa, turn on craft light. Woo. Let's actually see if I can quickly mess with that setting. Because if I am messing with other people's units, I would rather not be doing that. You have failed me for the last time. Good, those are ready to go, but for the waterproofing. And that's good because also it looks like our tunes just hit their endpoint. Alright, let's see if I can. Let's see if this thing is cooperative enough that I can change the setting from here. Because you can tell the unit there to respond to different things. Hello, Draven. No, because if it's messing with yours, that means it's not. You're not the only person. I would rather it just be, because it's no big deal for me. There we go. Voice responses. Though if this takes 20 minutes for me to find the flipping setting with loading screens and whatnot, I'll just do it later on. Because I want to be crafting. Recognize voices. String. Back. Oh my word. General. Notifications. No. Right, they don't have it like right here, so. Oh my god. Now I'm gonna have to go that under that on the computer. Because right now it is being stuck in Foopid. There's one other place to check. Let's throw on this screen. I'm going to turn on some more music and then get back to it. Ooh. I'm not waiting for you to load forever. I got burlap to mache. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not fast enough. Get stuffed. We'll do it later. Alright, well, that was Halloween night. I think we only got about halfway through it, so I'm going to fire it up to the other half. Oh, it only lets you play so much before you have to buy the album. Uh-oh. Well, I really like you guys, but I am not dumping that much money in your entire discography. I have already bought several of your albums. Let us pick a new album. Dark Lullabies 1 was good. Gothic Night. That just sounds like fun. So this is their Gothic Night album. And that's got water reserve for it. Let's chase some burlap. Some test pieces. I have another pool noodle down there. stain. Staining is done for the night. I don't really want to put it there, but I also want it out of the way. That needs to dry. That needs to dry. It needs to dry a lot. That's got water leaking out from around the cork. That's really not good. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Bad, bad, bad. No, 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 no. Let's blot that. Let's get that cotton away from there. Because otherwise they'll start peeling up from the bottle. Alright, that cork needs to be wedged on. Much better. Air is thinner at higher altitudes. Alright. Burlap, 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 burlap. This is the crappy burlap that has got some sort of dye on it, so I can't use it for jack squat else. So let's cut a section. Come here. Let's get a little fruit-tastic here. I want to know. The immortal words of Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Alright, what do I need here? Do I even know what I need here? Is there a point to even asking that question if I don't even know what the hell I need? Why are we being complicated? It's just... Here. Head. Burlap. Fwa. Problem burlap. Thank God this whole sack only cost me $1. Yeah, this is all just an experiment. The overall question is, could you use it on the outside of a paper-mache form for something like a scarecrow mask or the top of a Halloween Sentinel, something like that. I don't know. Let's find out. I have my suspicions. And truth be told, if I was really going to do this on a real project, I would do a lot more delicate folding. I would do a lot more patterning. I would make much more of a cowl shape. Now, I got this at the local dollar store. They do not have this all the time, though. Not by a long shot. If only. Alright, let's de-allergenize my nose for a second here. This might be a little more annoying than I imagine it to be, but what the hell. I got all sorts of crap. Yeah, the dollar store we have around here is called Real Deals Dollar Store, and they just get all sorts of crudola from any number of different places that just can't sell it. And it goes to Real Deals, and sometimes there are some real deals there, and sometimes it's just regular dollar store crap. This would be a lot easier if I had a giant needle. Well, I have no doubt I could probably make a giant needle in a few minutes. I just don't think it's worth the effort. Ooh, pardon. I'm not even thinking about the Halloween budget this year. Actually, I had to kind of hold my purchases off because I don't know what this house bill is going to come to at length. Thanks, Logan. Quick test head underneath. And I have seen videos on YouTube of a gentleman who does a very good scarecrow mask. This is not a very good scarecrow mask, but you just want to find out how well this responds to mache. I kind of want to see if we're even able to mat this down over the face, and can we preserve any kind of detail below it, just using basic mache techniques. This is probably going to eat up the last of the mache I have here, but it's easy to make more. However, I do not want mache paste all over my bottle projects. So, let's do a little relocation. So this is liable to get a little messy. Fancy getting mache paste on these finished bottles either, so let's put a little blast shield. I don't think it'll get that far over, but I want to screw around. We're not working with cotton tonight. We don't need... No, we're not working with cotton tonight yet, I should say. Don't need the saturation chamber. Go for the back. Bottles can go for the back. Soul Taker Talisman goes over here, away from this. Spare water, bottles, bones, and space has been generated. It's garbage. This is as good as garbage. Let's just get rid of it. Stilt B Studios, very good site. Alan's a very talented fellow. Very, very talented fellow. Brush. Got a brush with some brush on it. That's a good brush. Woohoo! Go for this one. Styrofoam pumpkin said no. Alright. Oh, more mess. is hidden mess. Let's go. Oh, right, it's twisted. Gotcha. Twisted's trying to confuse us. This is also a heavy glue mix, so I don't know if this will have an effect. Certainly it's been lasting a lot longer though. That is not as mixed up as it could be. I can feel the flour on the bottom. I've seen people do that, but you're still going to end up with a very, very brittle piece. I'd much rather use Monster Mud any day. That's why we came up with Monster Mud in the Halloween business, if you will. Yeah, so yeah, this is entirely just experimental. This could be absolute garbage. This could work out for crap, and now we know. This was $1 worth of. Ugh. Oh, that's cotton. No wonder. That's cotton that's fallen down to the bottom of my container. Now it's going to have a fundamental flaw, and that is that right now there is no paper behind it. So there is literally nothing behind it that it really wants to bond to. But this will tell us if we get any raw formability from it just being kind of moistened with mache paste. This will tell us what to expect after it's done. This will tell us how well it paints down. Oh yeah, very much you could. I'm just curious about if you've got burlap and mache paste, what can you expect for the outcome? Let's say you were attaching a piece of burlap to a pumpkin, or you had a mache head, and it was going to be a static prop, and you just wanted to attach burlap to the outside, and you decided to mache the burlap to it. What would happen? I mean, fundamentally, you're just dealing with wet burlap here. So you're not buying a great deal of formability to start off with. I'm kind of curious as to will it stick to the form at all. Yeah, you could have done that too. I just don't want to have a drippy mess all over my craft area at this point. And I think for experimental purposes, this is going to get me much the same. I also don't have that much paste here that I can do a full dunk. This is already going to slurp up a huge amount. that I'm kind of curious is what happens if you hit it with a light wood stain. Somewhere I've got some like white oak stain. We'll see what happens when we untie it, remove it from the form. How cracky is it? If you wanted to pull it off a form again, does it hold its shape, or does it completely just buckle? Yeah, if I was doing this for real, I would definitely part and parcel this out into an actual pattern. I think, as I've already mentioned that. But for a test, who the hell cares? I don't think you'd ever sufficiently waterproof this stuff. But then again, it's burlap, so who the hell really cares? I put burlap out in my haunt for years, and we've been using the same stuff for ever. It doesn't really rot so long as you dry it out. If I want to reuse this piece, all I need to do is dunk it in hot water. Let the mache paste dissolve out again. No, this is 100% experimental. This is what happens to it. I'll try to pull it off. We'll see how much it's stuck to the underform. We'll see if these creases maintain. We'll undo this tie. We'll try to pull it off. We'll see if it stays in the same shape at all. We'll just test the viability of straight mache paste and burlap for quick and easy scarecrow head formation. There are better ways to do this, and if you search YouTube, I don't know the guy's name, but there's a guy who did a scarecrow mask tutorial. Eventually I want a lot more scarecrows in my hunt. Anyway, so well, I get to do this now instead of later. I get the distinct impression that if I mixed it up, like I might mix up a batch of paper clay with joint compound in there, I'd probably get a much better sturdiness and steadfastness to it. Nice. Yeah, we'll see. Again, super experimental. I have a distinct impression I can probably do a lot better than this. And I also really think that I would totally use drywall joint compound in there. This stuff is going to be a lot stiffer when it dries. Cool. So let's just get those pieces as formed in as possible. There. Close enough. No, because the joint compound would be mixed inside the mache paste. It would just give the mache paste an added factor of rigidity and bonding, so you'd be less likely to lose some of the detail afterwards, because this head form is going to have to come out. So we'll do on the next live stream is we'll untie that tie, we'll start pulling the head open, and we'll see what happens to the detail, or what happens at least to what we have here when that head comes out. Does this immediately just crackle and come apart, and when we try to push it back together, is all this lost? Did it never happen? You know, or does it actually give us enough room to pull the head form out, then we can slide it back together and it looks like it was. So I have glue water paste over there, but I don't really care for glue water paste. It's just not anything I like to use. I prefer the traditional stuff. Gives you a lot less mold, but I don't like how nothing infiltrates the fibers, and you don't have the crosswise cellulose bonds in between. I mean, it's good. It just doesn't. It's not as good to me, in my opinion. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, next time we'll undo that string, we'll try to pull that head out, then we'll try to push it back into place and see if all this stays like it was. If it does, then you can reasonably get your varnish out or your wood stain and stain it, because it should hold together reasonably well, hopefully. Unless, of course, any stain you put in there immediately starts acting like another liquid, and it starts to just break down all the bonds. But then you could stuff it full of trash bags or something. I don't know. I really don't know. I think if it were up to me, I would want some sort of mache form in there. Even if it was just like a balloon for the central bubble of it. And and then a little bit of clay or some cotton or something to hold the rest. Wouldn't even have to be any kind of... You could even take pieces of foam and glue and hot glue and just take a nose triangle, take a brow ridge, and take a couple of cheek circles. Yeah. I'm not going to do a damn thing. This is experimental. This is, does it work? If I do anything, I'm going to take it to the bathroom, I'm going to stick it under the hot shower water, and I'm going to turn it back into wet burlap. There's no way in hell I will be keeping this piece. The bottom edges aren't all frayed correctly, and no, I will actually, if I do a real one, I'll do a real pattern that actually works. That, or I will make myself a small burlap bag that goes over the head, because the one I've got right here is a huge burlap sack. Oh yeah, if I did a real one, it would all be sealed. You know, or would it? Because it's burlap. All it's going to do is maintain its position. And the guy on the internet, his isn't so much sealed as it is stuck to the form underneath. I don't know. Actually, if I did anything, I would be tempted to price out these styrofoam heads. If one of these heads was like $3-4 a piece, or if I could get a cheap mannequin head from a discount store or a store going out of business, I would just do the heads. This is not beer. I'm on a non-alcoholic. This is blueberry soda. I would probably find a source of cheap heads out of plastic, and I would source that. That way I wouldn't have to do any kind of sealing, and who the hell cares if this burlap gets any kind of effect. Then all I have to do is put an adhesive on the outside of whatever head that's underneath, and then I just take my burlap, smash it over the top, and just scrunch it into whatever shape I want it to be. Then conceivably I could hit it with you know, even like a spray lacquer or something like that, and that'll lock it in place. Yeah. In this case, you could do it. You wouldn't even have to do a gallon skull if you wanted something like this. If you had a mannequin head that was at all resilient, you could just take a plastic jug, dump it over the top, do the plastic skull technique over that, get yourself a mannequin face, fill it with foam or rocks or fluff or whatever. It's waterproof from the outside. Mash this on. Now, I'd be looking at those styrofoam heads. They're usually not that expensive. I think I paid like $4 for this one. No, I got this one at Michael's. You walk in there at the right time and you get one of those 40% off, 50% off coupons, you can walk out with one for, you know, $2-3. And even if you use one for every scarecrow, you could have a $20-25 investment and still be in really, really good shape. Have heads for all your stuff. Be no great stretch. It's not a wallet taxing thing. Yeah, the guy online used, I think, a silicone out of a caulk gun, and he coated it on the outside of a mannequin head, and then with that on there, he was able to push the burlap into any interesting configuration he wanted to get all sorts of cool scarecrow effects. Just search YouTube for scarecrow mask. You'll come up with his stuff. It's very, very good. But we'll still see what burlap and mache paste comes up with. Yeah, Michael's has had these before, because that's where I got this one. I remember I was cruising through a number of years ago. I was like, you know what? I'll probably need one of these sometime. Let's get one. And it worked out quite well. Yeah. Not a bad night. 2 bottles done. 1 project marinating. A whole bunch of stuff that needs sealing, though. That's probably going to be next time's stuff. Because we got to seal the Soul Taker Talisman. I want that totally urethaned. Looks a darn sight better than when I started it. I'm gonna want my tablet back for work tomorrow. That can go in the trash. And we got this one needs to dry. That's gonna get rinsed off. That's gonna dry. These other bottles are just done and awaiting filler. Cool. So that'll all be an extreme. We're gonna seal all these. I have no idea what I'm putting in those round ones. We'll sort it out and we'll see how that works, if it works at all. That talisman came out well. Very, very well. For what it was, for a $1 cheapy garbage, you know, crow skeleton thing. Yeah, no sweat, Cynthia. I mean, realistically, if you've got a source of cheap burlap, and Lord knows if I ever see those sacks again, I might just grab a ton of them, because if I cut it into strips, that could be a layering shortcut on a pumpkin. I would never buy burlap for that express purpose. But if I ever got it free or scrap or anything like that, you could probably save yourself about an hour's worth of layering by doing a single layer of burlap mixed in there. Yep, something different. Cool. There we go. Ribbon burlap, yep. You could possibly even use it as an accent too. If you had a pumpkin, you could put like a patch of burlap slapped on the side. you could mold in a scar of disfiguring stuff in the paper clay, and then put a slap patch of burlap over it, like the pumpkin was using it for a band-aid. That could be amusing. Lots of ideas. Lots of ideas, lots of thoughts. That's already starting to firm up. I'm glad I had extra glue in this batch. I think that'll help this out. If I had the wood glue in there, it'd be better, because the wood glue is very water resistant. But I'm out of blueberry soda, and it's 10:30 p.m., which means it's time to call it a night, so I can get some wind down time and get ready for sleep and get ready for school, so the students won't eat me tomorrow. So thank you all for hanging out with me once again. It's good times. We got good experiments going on. And we got more stuff going on. I think that skeleton turned out well. I love these gems. I think I'm going to throw that on some more bottles. And have a good night, everyone. Time to throw the fan on and rock and roll. Night! No problem. Happy to craft. Oh, let's wash the brush out. Nothing worse than a scuzzy brush. Dry. More. And thank you, Derek and Brendan. Alexa, turn off craft light.